Hello viewers, well the WASD show has been taking place again in London this weekend, taking place from September the 14th to the 16th in East London at the Truman Brewery, and I thought I'd pop along and see what it was all about. Now, WASD show is very much like a successor to the RESD show that used to take place years ago, all about indie games and sort of smaller titles and smaller studios, stuff like that. A good opportunity for them to show off some of their various different wares when they don't have the kind of marketing budget, and simple gameplay experiences, more unique innovation, and see what it was all about. So lots of games on display. There was around 85 plus titles on display there, some rather interesting different platform games, a whole range of stuff, as well as a Tekken tournament that was taking place. Lots of avid Tekken fans enjoying that as well, some high quality players. I went on the Friday, which is a bit quieter than the other days, but it was a great opportunity to see some of the various different titles, including of course a little bit of VR. PSVR was there as well, so bits and pieces on display. There are also educational areas behind the scenes, as well as a bit of retro as well. I caught up with Sean from Evercade to learn a bit more about the Evercade consoles. I've heard about them over the years, but I haven't had a chance to actually try them out until now. Let's learn a little bit more about the console, see what he has to say.
So Evercade is the classic gaming experience redone. We're a retro gaming console and a handheld or TV version, so via HDMI to your TV in your front room or monitor, or something that you can take on the go. We deliver officially licensed games from classic publishers, for home computer, arcade, and also indie publishers, and we do it via a cartridge which comes in a nice little box. This cartridge goes into every Evercade system, and it has that kind of real retro feel of what it used to be like. So that kind of physical attachment to a cartridge, a full colour manual, which you also get in these things, and also the kind of games that everybody remembers, whether they were the big hitters, something undiscovered, or something that anybody rented for many years. Cool. So price point of the Evercade ecosystem starts at about £100 with the Evercade VS console. That normally gives you one cartridge and a controller. The Evercade EXP, which is our most recent Evercade product, handheld device with 18 built-in Capcom games as well as the cartridge, starts at £129. We're introducing with our new brand, Hyper Megatech, the Super Pocket, which are built-in games branded, but they do have Evercade support. They come at £50. And the cartridge library, of which we have 50 cartridges by the start of next year and over 500 games across the whole thing, are £17.99 or $19.99 each. So it's something that's very easy to dip into and get your pocket money every other month if there's something that you like for it. I'm a racing game fan. Racing games are difficult to bring to our system because there's so many licenses and so many large companies that have them, but we discovered some real undiscovered gems that I played in my youth in arcades with World Rally by Galco. We've got World Rally Run and World Rally 2. It's a top-down isometric kind of racer. It's one of the things that almost made its way to home consoles but never did, so it's kind of been locked in a time bubble until we were able to re-release it last year, and it's just a great, easy to pick up arcade rally game that I just absolutely love. And hopefully we'll bring more racing games in the future, but if it's not that, it's shooters like Truxton, it's great Capcom games like Final Fight. I love some of the indie games like Full Void that I've got behind me is a brand new game that's coming out. Well, it's already out now on PC and console, but it's that kind of another world style cinematic visual adventure, and it's really, really fun. There's a lot of care that's been taken into it.
So Evercade, I love a bit of retro. I play all different types of games in my spare time. The handhelds are handy, shall we say. They're very cheap. I mean, £50 for a handheld device. I was thinking, it's a comparable price to what a Game & Watch would have been 30 years ago with 2 animations on screen. So to see an actual cartridge system now that can power all these arcade perfect games in the palm of your hand for that budget price is very nice. And of course Evercade games are all about them being collectible, giving you something real, not just digital transactions as we see on most things these days. I confess I've been buying a few digital titles as well, just because they're handy to get sometimes and they're just in your system when you want to play them. A bit lazy, I know, but it's nice to have the box on the shelf and the instructions and the cartridge system, and they're finding some great titles and been putting together these various different ranges. So I will keep a close eye on it. I mean, I mentioned for me a lot of these games I like to play with the joystick, so at least with the console system you can use your standard joysticks with it as well. It's compatible with a wide range of sticks. And then of course you have the handheld, which has again many titles available. I tested a few games with the Street Fighter 2, Rastan, Strider, a few classics there. Nice to play those and see them all together. So check that out at the show. Elsewhere you had Ghost Runner 2, of course the demo has been made available today, and just odds and ends, various different social areas. There's a small conference zone where you can learn a little bit about games development. Again, you have the educational zone as well, speak to the developers, learn from them. So a nice little community event is what I would call it. Not too big. It will be quite busy on Saturday. The weather is it's very hot, I will say that, so you are going to get warm, so stay well hydrated. And as I say, nice to see these various different titles. I haven't gone too specific on the titles. There wasn't much in the way of racing games there. A couple of driving experiences, but nothing in sort of standard racing form. There was one build your own track racing game which looked pretty good. I think it was called Waypoint, something like that. I'll double check actually, because you'll see it on the screen. And it looked nice. So 4 players enjoying themselves. Kind of gave me a vibe of what I'd like a modern rock and roll racing to be if they made one. But there we are. So that's me floating off for a moment. Nice fun day out. Do check it out. And of course then we've got EGX next month as well, and we'll see some of the big publisher titles there, no doubt. But that's it from me for now. As ever, more soon.